LDC community, welcome to the official LDC podcast for our Madden 23 league. I'm your host, Jordan, alongside with Dame, DJ, and Mike. Together, we want to bring you content that involves the Madden leagues within the lockdown community. We thank you for tuning in and hope you can like, subscribe, and share this channel. Going from that, we want to start with talking about the league going into week one next week. We got that coming up. League's gonna start next Friday night. We got a couple of guests today. We got Dustin Thomas from 2.0. He's gonna be representing the Rams this season, and we'll get him on here in a little bit. And then we also have Pierre, who we talked a little bit last week, trading into the Bears. We'll be having him on as well. Just want to again give you guys thanks for tuning in these last couple of episodes, and hope this can continue. And that we can continue growing this community and keep coming with these podcasts. Also, Dame is going to be getting some highlights, top 10 picks for highlights throughout the week when we get into the season. So when season kicks off and you got a clip that you feel can make the top 10, send them to Dame and he'll get them in there. We'll vote on it and get it started. So we'll get going with our first topic for the day. It's a topic that I brought up to Dame, being a part of the LDC community. We always want to talk about realism and making sure that we are trying to be as realistic as possible. There's a lot of rules that go with that, a lot of boundaries to kind of set, because, Madden can get a little crazy, with a lot of play and guys knowing how to, do certain plays and routes and stuff to, spam a defense. So a lot of rules, a lot of things that go into making it as realistic as possible. One rule I wanted to bring up to Dame, because he is a part of the committee for it and was bringing up different rules to the committee, was quarterbacks throwing interceptions. Should there be a limit to interceptions thrown by a quarterback before they get benched? Now, realistically in the NFL, if let's talk. We talk about a rookie, year one, year two. They're throwing, 10 to 15 picks within just a handful of weeks or something. More than likely, they're on the hot seat to get benched. And if they have another bad game, season's pretty much done for them. Veterans, they can maybe get away with it, but you're not going to see that though either with a veteran. You're not going to see that many interceptions, too often at a certain point in the season. Maybe by the end of the season. In our community, in the last few seasons we've seen, we got guys averaging 25, 30, 35 interceptions each season with their quarterbacks, regardless of how good they are. Could we see a potential rule that says, hey, by week 8, if you've got this many interceptions, that guy's got to sit and you got to go with somebody else? So with that, I'll turn it over to you guys. We can start with DJ and see what you guys think about that, and we'll go from there.
So like I said before, I see where you're coming from, trying to make it a little bit more realistic. But I mean, how I look at it, it's the coach's decision. If you want to sit him or keep him in the game, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
to me, it doesn't. I don't feel like the league should make a rule up for that. It should be your decision. You're a coach of that, that team. You're controlling that team. If you feel like you should sit down, cool, sit him down. But if you don't, let them keep throwing 5, 6 interceptions until the game's over with. But just like we talked about it earlier. James Winston went 30 for 30. One year. So I mean, they could have sat his ass down as soon as he hit 25. But they kept him in the game and kept doing what he had to do. So
yeah,
that's just my decision though. But like I said, I see it on both sides. Just try to make the league a little bit more realistic as well.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right, listen. I feel the same way. I feel like, one, it is a coaching decision, and two, you get quarterbacks and players benched for different things in the league. You can get a quarterback that like James Winston, he was allowed to throw 30 interceptions and didn't get benched. Then you got other quarterbacks who throw 5 interceptions, but they can't keep up in touchdowns and they get benched. So, to me, it's all about your coach. It's all about the owner, the coach. If you want to bench, you want to bench him. This is another thing. Also, Madden this year, if you have been reading on their updates and on their websites, they will be penalizing players now for like quarterback play. You cannot be throwing 30 interceptions, throw 30 touchdowns, and then keep your X factor or keep your superstar. It's going to bump you off of it now. And then also, you will not be able to, at the end of the year, even if you threw for a lot of yards, threw for a lot of touchdowns, if you threw for a lot of interceptions, you will not go up in development. So I think that says it all for itself.
Yeah.
But regardless of how it goes, this is the bottom line. Get in practice and learn how to throw football. You understand? That's all y'all gotta do. Get in practice. Learn how to throw the football. Dang.
Hey, man. I hear what both of y'all are saying. James Winston threw 30 picks. But still, 30 picks ain't 50 picks. And yeah, and I'm thinking about how the season's gonna go. It's gonna be about 40, 50, sometimes 60 picks in one season. So if y'all cool with that, hey, it is what it is. I'll be out, you know what I'm saying? I'll be outvoted on that. But if somebody's throwing 40, 50 picks, sit they butt down. What is going on? What are we really doing? If somebody's playing that bad, they're going to get benched. You talking about that's a coaching decision. That's a realistic coaching thought. If my star QB or my starting QB, the most important position on the field is turning the ball over at that type of rate, at that clip, he's not giving me my best chance to win. That's number one. And number two, that stat isn't realistic. Jordan, I think you gave me a stat since 2000. It's only been 2 or 3 quarterbacks that's thrown anywhere in the vicinity of that many picks. Yeah. That's in the course of 20-something years, 22 years. You know what I'm saying? We finna have most of the league throwing that many picks for one, and then you're going to have those certain outliers throwing 40, 50, some, maybe 60 picks. Last time defense was this good, the league we played in, I don't think Jordan and DJ, I don't think y'all was in it, was MOL. And guys were throwing 50 picks in that league. So don't say that's not realistic. It has happened before. And that was the big, talking point around it. How do we get the picks down? And we turn this down, turn that down. I was like, nah, they got to get better at the game. But I understand it's a coaching decision. You don't want to sit your star QB. Like if Kyler Murray comes down and throw 50 picks, you're paying him $100-some million, probably $200 million. You don't want to sit Kyler Murray. But at the same time, it's like Kyler Murray's not going to throw 50 picks. And if he was throwing 50 picks, he wouldn't make that kind of money. Yeah. So it's a give and take kind of thing. I wouldn't mind certain guys having to sit QBs even for a game, maybe 2 games, get your head straight, get back in the lab, and so just to save running up that number so much. But at the same time, it's like just get better at the game, like Mike said. You can't go for the gusto every single play.
I do follow you though. I do follow you, and I wouldn't mind if it's a realistic. Well, I mean, if it's a logical number, because it ain't gonna be a realistic number. But if it's a logical number, or if it's something that we can do during the season, like okay, if you just come off a 5 interception game, hey, you got to sit him for the next game, and we'll say he got shoulder problems. That's the reason why he threw 5 interceptions. Game 4. You know what I'm saying? But I get exactly where you're coming from, and I do agree with that also. But it would have to be a logical number based on, you know what I'm saying, this league.
Yeah. Do you feel like that certain aspects should be intermittent with that? So like say like, you threw like 4 interceptions or 5 interceptions one game, you need to go ahead and sit him down for the 4th quarter to get hit, you know what I'm saying, to get him off the field, or if you have a certain amount.
We have a rule already. If you throw a certain amount of picks, you got to sit him during that game anyway. We're saying if you got 2 or 3 or 4 weeks in a row and you're throwing that 5, 6 picks, you got to sit him down for a couple of games, man. It's going to run them numbers up. Stats are going to be looking very unrealistic. And that's what we're doing it for, right? Realism. So
yeah. And then also listening to the game and realizing, like, you know what, it is about to be a lot of interceptions. People gonna be throwing. It is. People that we not used to throwing interceptions are going to be throwing interceptions. So we will definitely look into that.
The aspect of how defense is this year, then it's a little tougher to throw the ball. I mean, would y'all take that in consideration to also have that rule in place of higher or lower? You see what I'm saying? Because with the new passing mechanisms, like you gonna throw interceptions. You know, I mean, I'm throwing interceptions, getting hit, and my linemen are catching the damn ball running it back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things that, you know, it looks like interceptions are gonna definitely be a key, as Dame said this year. So
Yeah, because look, bro, the last two, this is why I didn't play in Madden 21. It was trash. Madden 21 to me was trash. I played for the first 3 or 4 weeks, and I didn't touch it again. I didn't come back until Madden 22. And in Madden 22, it was much more of the same. But it's the only NFL football game available. And I love football that much. Like, all right, I'll tolerate it. But it was so easy to play offense in Madden 22 that it was ridiculous. That's why I built my offense in that way to try to keep your defense off the field, because we all know we can score in a few plays. It's not hard. So I try to build my offense to keep other defenses off the field. But it's Madden. A lot of those guys who thought they were great passers last year, the last 2 years, it's finna show. It's because defense is reacting, because last year, defense wasn't reacting. The pass rush was a joke. And you could just pull players out of position with hot routes and stuff. So this year, you're not gonna have that kind of time, and you got to make decisions quicker. Plus, you got the defense reacting, so it's gonna lead to more turnovers. So that means trying to keep it from getting out of control with the amount of picks that we finna see in the season. Why not? Because I'm not with having a guy with 50, 60 picks in 1 year. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So y'all talking about practicing, getting the lab and everything with your quarterbacks and stuff. Is it 100% user error, or is there some with the game too, sliders kind of managing it too?
100% user error. 100% user error.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say 100. I'm gonna say probably about 90, because you do have some of those instances. You throw a curl and the receiver got the DB boxed out, and the ball go through the receiver, and the DB catch a pick and run the other way.
Okay.
Like,
that's
that don't even make no
Madden
sense.
shit.
Yeah, that's Madden stuff.
You know what? For me, it's hard to put it that much on the user, because we testing sliders right now, and my slider test, I got the interceptions down to 0. And it was a guy that played me and still threw 8 interceptions versus me with the sliders at 0. So it's not just user error, it is also big time on Madden and the way they built this game this year. Because there's no reason why you should have it on 0 and then throw 8 interceptions. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's not just, but as far as the bonehead throws like that we know people be doing, as far as that, people still doing that, that's on them. But the ball is you and the DB and the receiver there, and the DB is basically going through the receiver to get the interception, stuff like that. They have that really, really high on this Madden so far. Yeah. So once they tune that and get that turned back down the way it needs to be, then I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, this was just a thought in my head. It was never, I was just, it's an entertainment kind of thing. Like, hey, what could we do with this? If it was a possibility. But I think everyone's made great points in both directions that, it's on the coaches, as far as the user goes, as it's his team. I mean, if he wants to keep hurting himself with that many interceptions and, his quarterback ain't going to develop, then, I mean, that's on him. But at the same time, it's not realistic. We're not NFL. That 30 interceptions for Jameis Winston was the talk, because that just wasn't a normal thing.
Right.
Now with that, they had Ryan Griffin as the backup quarterback, I believe was his name, and I don't even think he's on the team now or wherever he's at. So I think that also plays into that argument that they didn't have a backup quarterback to go to. So I think that kind of nixes that a little bit. But anyways. I think it's a good take, good talk about that. I think it get a lot of the guys interested in seeing. I don't think anybody's going to go for it. I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh yeah, let's do that, because they know that they're going to be the ones that it's coming for.
And at the end of the day, it wouldn't. I don't think that decision will be left up to the league. That will be coming from the board, because.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
And for me right now, listening to Dame and really looking at it, y'all know I'm the realism guy. So I was on the side of no, not do it. Then I'm on the fence, and now I'm really thinking about because as long as it's a logical number that we can go off on Madden terms and not base it off of real life, we can do it on Madden terms. Yeah, I'm with it.
And I was
Also,
also thinking, situational or whatever. So let's say you got a guy with Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes, Allen, who those guys that are top quarterbacks, or just in general, I guess too. If they're towards the end of the season where they're, we're in like week 10 or whatever, they got 25 picks. That's a lot, but they're in playoff contention. Do you
Yeah.
make that quarterback? Because
Yeah, all
now,
that would have to play a role.
so I think there's a lot more to it. Just to think about, if you got a guy that's like
I do that anyway.
12 by that point, they're 0 and 12, 0 and 11, 3 and 10. Okay, you might need to take a little break from that quarterback. But if they're making
Right.
a playoff push or doing, they're still doing something, maybe
Not
let them
even-
roll with it.
Not even take a break from their quarterback. Y'all lucky I erased it. Get your butt in practice. All right? Hey,
All
And
right.
Jordan, you made a great point. When we was talking about it off air, you talked about, hey, if I do have to possibly sit my QB for the next game or two, that may deter me from doing a bunch of stupid throws, throwing it in double and triple coverage
Yeah.
practice. You know
I
what I mean? So
know.
that may play a factor in the decision making back there in that pocket. Like, hey, I threw 5 picks last game. If I throw another 5-6 pick game, I might have to sit him down. So let me play a little bit more conservative and let stuff come to me. And if it starts opening up down the field, then I can start taking my shots. But it may play a role in the decision making as a quarterback.
Yeah, because we're wanting to
especially
get,
running the ball as well. If you're going against a user already have 5 picks. Man, look, man, he might be playing conservative. He might be trying to run the ball a little bit more. And then you already know what your game plan is with them. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I'd like to hear from the league too. Down in the comment section, you guys let us know what you think is either a good number or a good idea to keep these interceptions down in this league. So let us know in the comment section and help us out, and we'll have a discussion in the Rule Makers Committee chat.
Yeah, for sure. League, it's all us. So just let us know. Good take, guys. That was a good conversation. I really appreciate that. That was depth. Like there's a lot of depth to that, and there's a lot to talk about with that. Just that alone. And I think if we do get somewhere with it, it's going to be a long conversation, but I think it could be a realistic goal to achieve. Introduce our next our guest coming up. We got 2 for the day, Dustin and Pierre. Dustin will be first. He's the user for the Rams in 2.0. He's also a player rep, an advisor. He's pretty involved in the league. Does a lot of things for the guys, especially the new guys. Tries to help them out. Also, he's an amateur wrestler, which is pretty cool. Does a lot of stuff with that. So we'll get him on here. We'll talk to him a little bit. Hey, Dustin, how you doing?
Good. How about you?
Doing good, man. Welcome to the podcast. Appreciate you coming on here and taking the time to answer our questions and just having a good chat. See, you're enjoying a nice beverage there.
Yep.
Who we repping right now?
Rams, of course.
The Rams. Okay. Is that because you're just a user for them and you just went and bought that jersey, or are you a longtime fan?
No, I'm actually a New England fan, but growing up here in St. Louis kind of helps.
Okay.
Yeah, I was finna say, I got the St. Louis jersey on.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks a little
Wait,
old
who
school.
is that? Look,
That ain't-
it look like it's Steven Jackson though. Is it Steve?
Yep.
is it Steven Jackson?
Yeah, it look like it's Steve. Yeah.
All right, that's a good back to represent. Dustin, we just were introducing you. You're an advisor and a player rep. What made you want to step in those roles and get involved that way?
I've always been one since I first joined. I've try and keep this PG as you asked, but not to put up with any BS, just to put it in short terms. Like, a lot of people didn't want some things going on, and I brought that to attention, and those things are actually going on, and I straight up called the whole commish group out on it, mainly Jalen, because it was him saying that he wouldn't allow things to happen that he did, and then it pretty much led me gain a lot of people's trust. Then I was put on the board because I straight up just called him out on it.
Yeah,
So
true.
I just want everything to be fair.
Okay, I agree with
Yeah.
that. You are one of the nicer guys in the league. I know a lot of guys, they answer, ask questions and stuff, a lot of new guys, and you're one of them that answers a lot. So definitely a role that it fits you pretty well. I think you do
I try to when I can.
Yeah, I think you do a very good job. I think I've asked some questions and you've hit me up, answering them pretty easily. So I appreciate that. I'm gonna turn it over to the guys, see if they got any questions for you, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Listen, I heard you're an amateur wrestler.
Professional wrestler. Not
I
amateur.
got
I
it.
got that wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
talk to him. Let him know.
I got
That boy gonna
ask.
suplex you. You keep messing with him.
I gotta ask. What's your favorite wrestler of all time?
Can I give you top 3 or does it have to be one?
Top 3, go ahead. I'm cool with that.
Edge, Triple H, Mick Foley, not any particular order.
Hey,
Okay.
listen, look.
He said.
Listen, listen. I was gonna say Mick Foley. He looked like a Mick Foley. I promise.
Nah, he looked like a mix of all 3 of them.
He do though. He look like Mick Foley,
Hey,
bro.
listen. Look, he looked like he on that Mick Foley wave when he in the
Yeah,
ring. Oh,
that's
listen,
awesome.
y'all know
Okay.
what's gonna happen. It's gonna be entertainment.
That's awesome. Okay. That was my only question, man. I heard you're a wrestler, so I know you probably watched it when you was a kid, and
Yep.
that's when wrestling was at its prime. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We was teenagers watching it with Triple H, Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. That was his prime. So I just had to get that question out the way.
What you got for him, Dane?
I'll go back to football. I'm gonna let y'all have it. Leave my man alone. But I got 2 questions for you. Number 1, what's your expectations this year for the Rams, man? Hey, you made the playoffs a few times in Madden 22. You looking to take that next step? That's my first question. Expectations.
Expectations, I expect to be even or a little bit better.
Oh yeah? You don't want to throw a record out there? You don't want to throw any Super Bowl predictions, any playoff predictions, division
I'm gonna
winners,
say
or what?
1 or 2 wins above 500.
Really?
Okay, honest.
Okay.
That's playoff
And,
action, he's saying.
Is that because of the team, or is that because you just feel you as a user, like the Rams are stacked and you're not a bad user. You're one of the, you're almost a top tier. Like you're right there at it. And I think with the Rams, you're going to make it there. And so to hear you say 2 games above 500 is kind of shocking. So
I don't say that because how I play. I don't say that because the team outside division, I think that's really not going to be an issue. There's mainly 2 people in that division that I know I'm going to fucking have to pretty much rip my head off and kick it out into the stands to be able to do anything with it because they won't expect it. And that's Dame and JG.
yeah, your division is tough. I will agree. You got.
Oh man, whoa! Shots fired at the Chargers. He's a trash can man. He's not worried about 2 trash cans. He's not worried about 2 peasants. He said you the peasant of the division.
Hey, Dustin, the only thing I got to worry about with the Seahawks is they ain't got no damn quarterback. So you good for the first year.
They will still pull stuff out that no one's expecting. I got to watch Metcalf deeper. I got to watch.
Like I said earlier, don't check me.
I'm worried about.
Don't check me. Check that back tooth, my boy. Don't check me. Check your credit score, my boy. Leave me alone. We're gonna be good in Seattle. You feel me? Don't play with me. Play the lottery. Stop playing with
Me,
me.
your old friend Bobby Wagner, Dame. That's about it.
You done with about? Hey, look. All right. So Dustin, check this out. Now, going off of what's been said so far is last match you had the Patriots. You got a far better team starting off than you had last match. You know?
I do.
And in the first 2 seasons of last match, you was knocking people over the head. You know what I'm saying? You had the run game going, both running backs getting over 100 a game. Like you had it going, and then you was hitting people with the pass after they trying to come up for the run. Now, where I feel you went wrong last Madden was you got the trading off your offensive line. And the person that just got off the mic got the majority of it. Now, are you still gonna make trades like that this month, or you gonna go ahead and lock in?
Hold on.
If you having success, are you gonna lock in and just keep it going?
Going along kind of what you just said. He's already tried to hit me up for trades.
Hold on, I just came back in. I know y'all ain't talking about Gambino. What y'all talking about?
He's
No, you're
already
not talking
tried
about
to hit
Gambo.
me up for Ramsey and Aaron Donald, and I told him no because he's straight up in my division.
Whoa!
Yo.
Me? Y'all talking about
Hey,
me?
listen, look. No, but
Yes.
look, hold on, listen, Dustin.
Why you,
Listen,
hey,
we'll
I
keep.
ain't hit you about no damn Ramsey. What are you talking
Hold
about?
on. Listen. Dustin, we'll keep trade talk between y'all. That's y'all talk. That's you and whatever owner that is. But go ahead.
Whoever owner that is.
But no, I
Yeah.
am not trading anyone on this team until I absolutely have to. I don't know how they keep pulling cap space out of their ass. That's the only cuss word I'll use this podcast. But yeah,
That's actually your second one, but yeah, all right.
And that one was nice.
just like a sailor, I don't keep count.
Man, I ain't get to ask my second question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro.
Because we got him on the podcast. You might as well ask him. It's the topic of the day, right? So, Dustin, we've been talking
What's up?
about guys throwing all kind of picks in this year's Madden. Do you think if a guy gets to a certain threshold, let's say 40 picks, this number isn't set. Let's just say if a guy throws 40, 45 picks in there, do you think he should have to sit that QB for the next game or two when he reaches that threshold? Or do you think that's just a coaching decision, man? He can play him. He can throw 50, 60 picks if you want to. How do you feel? What's your thoughts about that, man?
That can go both ways. Yeah, you can sit it when they hit that, but if they start throwing, say, 10, 15 more picks and they have touchdowns, why not sit them then? They're obviously not producing for you like they should.
Hey, Dustin. So, you're expecting an average season. Do not trade when you're
At minimum.
You're
What's that
expecting an
last?
average above. You're expecting a little above average season, which I think you'll do a lot better. I know you're in a tough division, but that's only 6 games, so hopefully you can knock out some divisional games pretty easily. Who are you looking to be your playmakers? Offense, defense. You go-to guys to kind of get you going a little bit. What's your main? You got a good running game. You got solid receiving core. You got Matt Stafford, and your defense is obviously stacked. So, who are you leaning on to really get you going?
Defense, the top 3 are going to obviously be Bobby Wagner, Aaron Donald, and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, Bobby Wagner is a big pickup.
It is. Wish we would have kept Von Miller, but I don't think I'd have cap space to do absolutely anything if we did.
I'd rather have Wagner.
They would've found it.
Miller all day.
I mean, hey, if you don't want to get, Bobby Wagner making a lot of money, get rid of him.
See,
He's not going back to Seattle. I'm
He's
sorry.
making a lot of money, dog. Get rid of him.
So you trying to get him back to the 12s, huh?
That's where he belong, man.
Where he belong, man.
Come
You
on,
retired.
man.
You started here, you retired here.
That boy came out the womb playing linebacker for them 12s, boy.
What about on offense, Dustin? Because Mike was painting a picture of you being a running back kind of guy because you got 2 guys over 100 yards and stuff.
Oh, I was very heavily.
But I mean, you got Cooper Kupp. I mean, you got Matt Stafford doing his thing. I mean, are you going to try and be balanced? What are you looking at?
I've always leaned a little bit more towards the running game. Like last year, I had Damian Harris and Kareem Hunt both going over 100 yards a game, as he said.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit him with deep passes, medium passes, short passes after they pretty much just willingly got ran over. But on offense, I am leaning towards Cooper Kupp. Allen Robinson probably is not going to have that big of an impact on this team. He's just going to be there pretty much in case someone gets hurt.
Okay.
But I'm leaning more towards Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, Tatu Atwell, and what's the rookie's name? Lance McCutcheon, I believe his name is.
Okay. And you got.
Back, he may not.
I mean, the Rams, they've got anything you want on a team right now. So you're not, I always thought that you're not quite there yet because I think you've struggled with some top tier guys. And I know you make the playoffs, but it's usually, I think you're a first round, maybe second round guy. I think with the Rams and your play style and how frustrating it is to play you, because I know Dame and JG are good. They're obviously, really solid players, but I think you could snub a couple games or a game from each of them.
Everybody throwing cars in the dumpster. God,
Bro, he's not in our division, bro. What are you talking about?
Kaiser a different division.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Kaiser,
you
you
should
better
shots
do
fired
something
earlier.
Chargers, because don't nobody
Bro,
think
he
you
is
better-
not in our
you got-
division,
listen,
Mike. What are you talking
You
about,
got
bro?
two people on
That's a
here
completely
that
different
Seahawks
conference.
to
Mike
do
just-
something over the Chargers. You better
He
do
only know what
something,
he-
Kaiser.
Bro,
Hey,
You better do something,
Bro.
Kaiser.
the Chargers are in the AFC, Mike. We talk about the NFC West.
Oh, I'm tripping like a motherfucker.
Oh, what is he
I
talking
am
about?
tripping like
oh my God.
Hey, you're not wrong. Kaz ain't finna do nothing, but still, bro. Hey,
Man, I'm
Mad if he
tripping.
over there,
Hey,
over here.
Kaiser, my bad, boy. My bad.
I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
mean shots fired at Kyle.
Kyle, yeah.
Kyle.
Kyle, because he's the
Kyle?
49ers. Kyle's
Kyle's
good.
the 49ers, bro.
We talked about Kyle.
That's the fourth player.
I think we talked about him last podcast. He is good. He can beat some guys. I don't see him as much of a threat in y'all's division. I think it's mainly going to be Dame and JG, but Dustin, I think with that team, and again, your play style, you can be in the mix. You're going to have to take a game from both of them.
I ain't gonna count Kyle out neither, because this last match with the Colts, he was doing a little something. He was stepping the game up.
And so, Dustin, how you feel about going against Trey Lance and Kyler Murray this year? What you got in the bag for them?
I'm not worried about Trey Lance or Kyler Murray this year because obviously we all know they help QB contain. It's a lot harder for QBs to roll out and pass.
Yeah.
And with Kyler not having that good of deep accuracy with the D-line of the Rams and the O-line of the Cardinals, he's not going to have a fun day.
Got you.
Yeah,
you gotta wear it down.
Okay.
No, I agree.
He's not worried about them, bro. He's worried about Drew Lock. What are you talking about? That's who he worried about. Drew Lock.
20 yards downfield.
All right, Dustin, we appreciate you coming on, man. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us, giving us your insights on your team, your top 3 wrestlers. We appreciate that.
You're more than welcome.
I'm looking. I think you're going to have a good season. I think you'll be in the playoffs. I don't think you'll win your division. I'll just be honest. I think it's going to be Dame.
No,
and
I
JG,
told JG I'm coming at least second.
but you're going to be right there.
Not JG, but Dame.
I think if you stick with it and you just stay focused and I think you're going to have to take a game from one of them at least to be in that mix.
I think that defense is going to knock Dame out, though. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, if you can figure
that
out
Rams defense strong, man. I'm just saying.
Yeah. If you can figure out Dame's offense pretty easily, I don't think he's got DK. And, you shut him down, I think it's going to be pretty easy for you.
Just pair him up with Ramsey. It should be pretty simple after that.
That's why I said, man, don't check me. Check your to-do list. Leave me alone. We gonna be good. You feel me? We gonna be all right.
Again, man, we appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you talking to everybody. Thank you for everything you've done for the league so far. Again, you're a player rep, special advisor. You've done a good job with that. I think it fits you pretty well. Just continue doing what you're doing, man. You're doing a great job, being a great user. Keep helping these new guys out.
I will.
Checking these old guys, and we'll continue doing what we're doing, man. Thank you.
You ain't got to worry about your division much, because them Commanders take it. The division. The conference.
You mean I was about to say that.
Yeah. I'm finna say wrong division again, my boy.
No, the conference.
I just talking about everybody. All right, man. We'll see you, Dustin. All right, guys. We'll move on to our next interview. Bringing on Pierre. He is another 2.0 user. He is representing the Bears. We talked about him last week trading. Home team for him. I believe he said he's from Chicago, like Dame said, and he just wanted to play with his hometown Bears and had the opportunity. So let's get Pierre on here. He's a longtime faithful LDC player, and we'll get him on here right now. Hey, Pierre, how you doing?
What's happening?
Hey, man, thanks for coming on here. We appreciate you taking the time to talk to us a little bit. hopefully we can get some insight on your team and see you wearing the Chicago shirt. So already representing them pretty well.
Always.
So
Always.
I,
Shots
you know,
out.
last week I mentioned the trade from the Patriots to the Bears, and I made the mention of getting away from that division. Was it strictly because you are a Bears fan, or was there some thoughts of I'm in a pretty tough division? Let me get away
Oh
from it a
no,
little bit.
no, definitely for the Bears always.
Okay.
But I was actually looking forward to playing in that division. Those guys are known to be tough, but I was definitely looking to play. But anytime you got a chance to play with your favorite team and your home team, kind of got to go for it.
No, I agree
feel
with
that.
that for sure. I'm gonna kick it off to these guys to give you some questions, whatever they want to talk about. We'll go from there, man.
Bears. I heard you been laughing. Are you comfortable with the Bears this year? Y'all got a strong division with the Packers. Minnesota just picked up another weapon on offense. I mean, do y'all have enough quarterbacks and safety to guard them guys or what?
It's gonna be tough out there. It's definitely gonna be tough. But I think we got some young pieces in the secondary. I might need to pick some up next year. I'm looking at this year more as a year to get fields developed and some of that defense done.
Yeah,
For sure.
Damn, what you got?
Same question I asked Dustin, man. So we've been talking about the amount of picks that's going to be thrown in this year's Madden. Do you think?
Ooh, shit.
Exactly.
I already know. I'm king pick. But I'm gonna say it. I'm king picks. I ain't even gonna lie. 2 years running. But
hey, this was just a coincidence, and we wasn't trying to pick on you.
oh no, y'all
Yeah.
good. Y'all good. I already know. I know my dealings with the interception. But I
So do you
noticed
think? Go ahead, bro.
Labbing a lot. I noticed that I've been figuring out how to look at coverages and pick up the user. So that's been my biggest problem, is basically throwing to the user.
Right.
So now I'm looking at coverages a lot better, figuring out cover 3, cover 1. You know, a lot of the things that's been going on in Madden so far, I know cover 1 is out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you got some good man corners, cover 1 gonna do you right. But it's really just focusing in on that and realizing what people playing, man. I usually play better in the second half of most games, but I'm gonna try to do it the whole game this time.
Yeah,
Feel that
definitely,
finish strong.
definitely.
So I guess my question was, so we were talking about if a guy reaches a certain threshold on a year, maybe let's just say 40, 45 picks. If a guy throws 45 picks during the season, should he have to sit that quarterback for a couple of games? Or if he has like 3 or 4 games in a row where he's thrown 5 picks in a row, would you think he has to sit that QB for a couple of games? You think that's just a coaching decision? Let him throw as many picks as he wants and let that be up to the user. I mean, what's your thought on that?
It's kind of iffy with the fact that, you know, we are a sim league, so I don't necessarily see it being a rule for it, but I think more users need to be like, well, shit, I done threw 5 picks. Let me put the backup in. Because, I mean, I did it last year, and I started my backup quarterback the rest of the year. CJ Stroud, I was like, I'm tired of throwing picks, and I also didn't want to end up with the most picks.
Hey, that boy tried to hide it. He said, you go get that, you go get the other hand.
Hey, it's gonna happen. You know, I was throwing them. So, but I definitely gonna clean up more on that this year. And I really do believe you need to sit the quarterback. I mean, it's best for his progression and his regression on his traits. Because it happened. You know, I seen it happen with CJ Stroud. He didn't progress at all, even though I kept him as star. So you definitely gotta watch out for that.
Yep. Feel that. You got it, Mike.
Definitely. Man, my only question is, what can we look for out of you, man? This Madden, especially in these first few years. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see this team and right now? And how many seasons do you think it'll take for you to get to where you want this team to be? Playoff contender, Super Bowl contender. how long till then do you think it's going to take you?
About 2 years, because I do pretty
About
good
2
in
years.
free agency and drafting. So
Yeah.
that's definitely my thing. I've always
One thing,
drafted well.
Chicago got a lot of money. I think they got the most money.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
because we
and
got
look,
like 100. We got
Yeah,
like 100 something in
yeah.
cap.
They got by far the most money.
I hope you're trying to pay Raekwon by the end of the season too, because
He getting that man, he getting paid off back.
I say, as soon as he say he ready to talk, hey, you can very friendly,
he
very
said
player
max
friendly.
contract.
Oh my God. Because look, I was watching YouTube today and somebody made me notice he the highest rated player on Madden. That's not a superstar trait.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
So I got to
He
get
earned
that
his
done
stripes.
with him.
Yeah, he earned his stripes.
Definitely.
But
So,
about
Pierre,
2 years.
George,
Pierre, going into the year one and everything, you said what are you liking about the new Madden, this new Madden and everything that you've seen with your play style and everything? Does this Madden kind of work with it a little bit, or you're gonna have to adjust a little bit more? Or what are you seeing with this new Madden with your
I've seen that
playing?
it definitely rewards you picking the right plays and understanding what routes, especially passing wise for me. Running's never really been a problem, but definitely the passing. You have to hit your spots, and the new passing mechanic is still getting used to it, but it's definitely going to help a lot.
Do you think having Justin Fields is going to be pretty beneficial, even though it's kind of cut down on the being able to run as much with the quarterback? You think he's got the arm to hang in that pocket?
I've been using him head to head online, and he's been doing pretty good. So as long as I play within myself, he's gonna be fine.
Okay. Well, Pierre, we appreciate you having you coming on here, talking to us, chatting with us. It's a great honor to have you up here because you're a long time. You've been in the league for a while, right?
Yeah, I've probably been in the league since I think Madden 18. I think Madden 18, somewhere around there. So yeah,
you've been here a while, and I have a lot of respect for you because I think one of the last seasons in our last Madden, a lot of guys were arguing about something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but you were talking about how you acknowledge you're not the best user. You come here, you want to have fun, you're trying your best, you're getting better each year, and that was your main thing, was coming in here and just getting better, being a better user and accepting these challenges, and you have gotten better each year. And I think that's something to remember for a lot of users, is even though it might be frustrating and it might be, you're getting mad at how you're playing and where your record's at and everything, as long as you just have a positive attitude, you're going to get there to where you want to be. You just got to keep at it. And I had a lot of respect for you when you said something like that in the chat one time. And I never hear you gripe and complain. Yeah, you are the interception king. I know we'll mention that one more time. But you never blame nobody. You never try to make the rule change to benefit you in any way. Like there's nothing that I've seen negative from you, and I think that speaks a lot about your character and everything, and playing this game and being in this league. So you're definitely a big asset to our league, and great to have you in it. Been in a long time, big vet, and I know you got a lot to offer the new guys that they whenever they try to have a question or anything, and I'm sure you're there to help them out. So we appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate the time you've given us, and we hope that you have a good season. I'm glad you got the Bears home team. Maybe that'll
bear down.
Make a playoff push in these first couple of seasons. So
get the interceptions down.
We'll see, man. We'll looking forward to seeing you play.
All right, appreciate it. Love being on
here, man.
LDC for life.
Yes, sir. All right, that was our second interview. We'll be closing it out with our last topic. As many of the LDC guys know, Jalen put out that the season for both 1.0 and 2.0 will be kicking off next Friday night. So that's pretty exciting, knowing that we're just a week away from our seasons kicking off and getting started. So with that, I was wanting to get us to talking about matchups that are coming up, and we obviously got 16 games. I'm gonna read off 4 games. I'm gonna read off the team and the users, and we'll just see out of those 4 each time which ones you're looking forward to the most and which one's a more unique game for us. So the first 4 games will be the Bills and the Rams, which is Terrence and Dustin. Eagles and the Lions with Tomosa or Tama. I'm sorry, man. I don't know how to say that guy's name. Tomaso.
Tomo.
And Mike. Sorry, Tom. I got 4. He's playing Lions with Mike. 49ers and Bears with Kyle and Pierre. And then myself with the Steelers playing Anthony the Bengals. What out of those 4 games, who sounds a little, who are you looking more forward to being a good matchup?
Who Tomo playing again?
He playing the Lions, Mike Fulbright.
I'm gonna have to go with you and the Bengals, man.
I mean the Bengals.
Yeah, that'd be a nice matchup. It's a divisional game
Mm-hmm.
between the Steelers and the Bengals, and those are always fun. I got Joey B going against that defense, so we're gonna see, man. Because that Steelers defense is nasty. It's top 3 defense in the league for sure.
Yeah,
For sure. One of the
games that I played in, I got Minka Fitzpatrick, but I also got Edmonds, and he's been balling for me, and I've been getting a lot of interceptions with him. So,
and not only is that defense nice, so who's at home during that game?
He is the Bengals, Anthony.
Oh, okay. See, not only is the Pittsburgh defense nice, but that home field advantage is OP. And I didn't realize that until I played Krishan in the playoffs, because a big part of what I do is adjusting to what you give me. But when you play against them on a crucial down, 3rd and 4th down, you can't make adjustments. Hot route, fail. Audible, fail.
Yeah.
Audible, fail. And you can't do it again. You're going to be false start. So you may be stuck in a bad play on a crucial down, and, you got to make do with what you got. I didn't realize it was that important until I played him. But, yeah, that's what's going to make that defense even better is that home field advantage.
Okay. Mike, you got any takes on any of
But
this team?
who's the Super Bowl champions playing?
Talking about Terrence?
Nah, who's
Yeah, I think it's Terrence.
Yeah.
Terrence, the Bills, is playing Dustin, the Rams.
Dustin, the Rams. The Bills and the Rams. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And we just
Terrence
had Dustin
and
on.
Dustin. That's I think that's gonna be a real nice matchup right there.
Yeah.
Especially if Dustin can get his run game going. I think that'll definitely be a nice game. That defense versus that offense, yeah. And actually both defenses versus both offenses.
Yeah.
Von Miller going back to play in LA. That defense is kind of stacked. You got T. White over there. You got both safeties over there and Hyde and who's the other one over there? Poyer. Who's the other safety over there? I think it might
Jordan
be
Poyer.
Yeah, and then
Michael Hyde is hurt.
Oh yeah, but still, the defense is nice. Same thing with the Rams. You already know who's on the Rams. AD up front. You got Bobby Wags in the middle, and then you got Rams on the outside. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be. I think it should be a really good game. Hopefully it is.
That'll be because that's my pick. I know me and the Bengals, but I think that's gonna show us where Dustin's at, and and that's gonna show us how dominant Terrence will be with the Bills, because that's not a practice. That game for Terrence, we already talked about Dustin's not a bad user. Dustin's a solid user with a great team. So we'll see how good Terrence really is with those Bills. I expect him to win, but let's see if it's easy or if Dustin gives them some fits. Moving to our next batch, we got Alex with the Patriots playing Ty, the Dolphins. Logan, the Browns, playing DJ, the Panthers. We got Steve Jordan and the Colts playing Chris and the Texans. And then John Nunn with the Saints facing Mario with the Falcons. Who y'all think with those bats?
You said Ty and Krishan playing?
No, Ty and Alex. Patriots. So
Yeah.
that kicks off the
So-
AFC East right there.
You know I'm watching that one because we've been saying we ain't seen Alex play. We know
Yeah,
Ty
definitely.
is battle tested. We know he's proven. So
Mhm.
we're gonna see what Alex brings to the table because that's the game I'm gonna watch for sure.
Oh yeah, everyone. I think that kicks off the AFC East and how dominant we were talking about it last week. So big game there. DJ, you nervous with the Browns?
Mm,
You just became the Panthers owner today.
yeah, man, I gotta represent. So
You made
that's a
some
home
trades
team.
and
That's a home team for me, you know. So I'm a big Carolina fan. You know, I'm gonna try to not make it a Baker Browns game. I'm gonna try to make it a Carolina Browns game, you know. So that's gonna be the first time Baker played against his home team. So I gotta show out.
do you know Logan?
I do not. So it'll be the first time I play against him. So, you know,
So
I like seeing how users are, how their play style is. You know, I carry it to the next season. So
he's solid. So don't expect him to, you know, he's gonna come at you a little bit. And he's got
the
the Browns.
Browns got a solid team all
Yeah,
around.
he got a
you
solid
know.
team. So
You got Cooper Kupp at the receiver position. You got Hunt and what's his name at the running back. You know, Chubb. Their DBs are spectacular. You know, and then of course you got Jadeveon Clowney and Myles Garrett trying to rip my head off. So we gonna see. We definitely gonna see.
for sure. I think the biggest one though there will be. Honestly probably one of the biggest games of the week will be Ty and Alex. Because again, that division is going to be tough, and that'll show us, you know, starting out who's got the upper hand. Appreciate the picks for the games. Picked 8 of them. We'll do the next 8 next week, just to kind of, you know, get some guys involved, be able to talk about their teams and everything. Again, Jalen's kicking off the season 1 for 1.0 and 2.0 next Friday. It'll be advanced to cut week, getting ready to start week 1. We've already talked about some big matchups. I gotta talk about it again. The Patriots Dolphins, I'm really looking forward to that. Alex and Ty's gonna have a great game. Who do y'all think's gonna win out of that though? Real quick. I know y'all said y'all ain't seen Alex. Y'all just gonna roll with Ty. Y'all just gonna say let's just wait.
I don't know yet. I
I
don't know.
don't want to disrespect Alex, man, because I haven't seen him. People
I'ma
saying
go-
good things.
I'm gonna go with the underdog. I'm gonna go with Alex.
Okay. All right. Well, Alex, you got one.
I'm gonna
vote.
just enjoy the game.
It's gonna be a good battle. Thanks everyone for tuning in. We want to close this episode with thanks again. Remember to like, subscribe, and share our content. We're looking to making this a weekly podcast. LDC is comprised of 2 Mad Leagues and a 2K League on Xbox One. Comment below for more information on how to join if interested. We also have merchandise. If you want an official LDC snapback, reach out and we can get you one. Only $25 and you can rep this league and grow our support. Thanks again. Hope to see you soon. God bless. I want to touch on the leagues real quick. We got 2.0, 1.0. 2.0 is with abilities. 1.0 is no abilities. 1.0 is a lot of new guys that are just getting into the league, trying to figure out our style of play. Because our league is different from a lot. It's very different, but it gives you the most realistic possibility of playing NFL football. So that's what we want to continue doing, and we appreciate everyone that's involved in it, and we appreciate the rule committee for giving us great rules and not only having the rules, but being able to talk about them, make sure that they make sense, and enforcing them too. So we appreciate that very much. Mentioning the 2K League, that's fairly new that Jalen has created. I think he's already got like 20 users now for that league. So if you want to get involved in everything, just comment below and we'll reach out to you. But other than that, guys, this is our third episode. Appreciate you. What's up, Dad? What's up, Mike?
Listen, before we get up out of here, I have been reaching out to y'all about getting in here and testing these sliders with me. I don't want to hear nothing when we put out some sliders and you do not like them, and I've been sitting up here trying to get you to come and lab these sliders with me. I need y'all to hit me up or hit me back when y'all see me in the chat asking for somebody to come lab with me. I need to keep running this thing. We need to keep running these sliders so we can see which ones best fit our league. So please do y'all due diligence and don't just be in here just to play in the league. Help us grow the league and put in place the things that we need to put in place for the league to be at its best. Please.
Yep.
For sure.
Definitely get involved, guys. Help us out. If you have, that's what I also like about this league. If you have an issue, if you have input you want to do, you're more than welcome to do it.
Correct.
You know, we're all in the chats. We're all, you know, you got so many options, so many people you can go to for those options and stuff. Just reach out and they'll let you know. Like, yeah, we'll push it up or whatever. So that's what I like about this league as well. It's very open to considerations and ideas. So we want to close with just a big huge thanks to everyone for giving us likes, support, and comments, feedback. We've got a lot of feedback. So hopefully we continue making this a great show for you guys, and we're looking forward to getting more people on. Next week, tune in next Friday. We are doing a live episode, and it will feature all 32 teams and us talking about them with the answers that you gave us about your team. That's going to be a big episode. We won't have a guest because that's going to be a lot itself. That's going to be our whole topic. Plus, next Friday night, season kicks off. We might have some live games we could talk about quickly while we're on the show and mention, hey, these guys are playing. So next Friday night's going to be a big night for our league. So tune in. It'll be live. We'll be have the chats. You want to chat up a little bit, and we'll go from there. We'll just have some fun with it. So look forward to that. And thanks everyone for tuning in.
Take command.